Christ is going to judge us all. And I wonder what that is. Let's go to the Word of prayer. Father, you have heard these petitions, you have heard these requests, Lord. You know our hearts, you know the silent petitions, the silent requests, Lord. Those who wish for your name will cause us to pray to you, Father. I pray that you see their requests this day, Father. That you have heard our requests, Lord, that you bless us with comfort, you bless us with strength, with joy, with patience, with happiness, Father. These things that we seek, not just for ourselves, Lord, but you heard us ask this for others as well, Father. Please, Lord, bless us with this. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, we've been going over the commandments of Christ. Now, Christ said that the greatest commandment is to love God with all of our heart, with all of our mind, and with all of our spirit. And he said the second commandment is like unto it, to love thy neighbor as thyself. Lots of people think this is Christ's commandment, but it's not. It's not Christ's commandment. As we read last week, it was God who commanded that we love Him with all of our mind, with all of our heart, with all of our spirit. In Exodus chapter 20. It was God who commanded this, not Christ. Christ repeated what God had already commanded and put forth for us. Yes. Today, brothers, we're also going to learn that it was God who commanded us that we love our neighbors as ourselves. Yes. Brothers, Christ came to make what we call a new covenant. Yes. It is called a new covenant. Why? Why is it a new covenant? Because the old covenant was made with one single nation of people. To include one single nation of people. The Israelites. Or the Hebrews. Yes. The Jews. Yes. But a new covenant had to be made so that the world could be included in this promise that God made to Abraham. This is why God told Abraham he would be the father of many nations. Which, brothers, is an impossibility. It is impossible for you to be a father of many nations genetically. You're one nation. Only one nation can spring from you. Yes. Whatever ethnicity or nationality that you are, we're Americans. Yes. It's hard to say that because we're just a mix of everything. Yes. But God told Abraham that he would be a father of many nations. And it's by this many nations that this new covenant was made. And because it's a new covenant and the old has passed away, most people think that for some reason what was contained in the old covenant now is not contained in the new, such as God's commandments. When in fact Christ came and enforced everything that God said as part of His new covenant. Yes. What God says is not changed. Not in the new. Not at all. However, Christ is demanding the same and more of us. For those people who think that it's easier to walk in Christ's covenant, those people think that Christ's covenant is easier because of grace. Well, sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. Christ demands much more from us than what God demanded of the Hebrew people. And any of you who've ever had to forgive someone knows this. Any of you who's ever had to love your enemy knows this. Yes. That it is much harder to walk with Christ. That it's not easy. We are thankful for grace. We should be very thankful for grace. Yes. And in truth, grace is not new. It's not something that's new. God's grace has been in existence since God has existed. Forgiveness of sin has only ever been by the grace of God. Can be no other way. Who was the first man, the Bible says, found grace in the eyes of God? Noah. Noah was the first man to find grace in the eyes of God. And how is that possible? If Noah came before grace, grace is the forgiveness of sins. God has been forgiving people since the beginning. If you don't believe that, well, look back at Adam and Eve, who was worthy of death the moment that they ate the fruit. But they lived a long, long time to make atonement for their sins, to raise their children up in the right ways of God. Yes. Because of Adam, sin did enter the world. There's no doubt about it. Yes. But Adam was also the first man to receive grace. Believe it. Brothers, God has grace to you. And He's given grace to you. And as I have told you, it's up to you to accept it. It's up to you to accept it. To believe. And as we have learned, believing that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, our Redeemer, our Savior, one who says this will also do what He says. Why? Because we love Him who gave this grace to us. And we increase that grace in those around us.
That's why I'm trying to get on your own first.
That is part of loving that man.
And they need it.
That's why we're going to do it today. Some of these things. I've made a lot of bold claims these last few weeks. I've said a lot of things that most people don't say or won't say. Yes. Today I'm going to prove some of these things from the Word of God. Listen, this is Luke 10:25-37. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Ask him, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? And he said unto him, What is written in the law? How readest thou? And he answered and said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right, this do, thou shalt live. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, And who is my neighbor? And Jesus answering said, A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his clothing, and wounded him, and they departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way. When he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and sat him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pennies, and gave them to the host, and said to him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, He that showed mercy unto him. Then Jesus said unto him, Go, and do thou likewise. There's a little bit about this parable we have to understand. First and foremost, the Hebrew people and Samaritans were enemies. Samaritans were the 10 northern tribes of Israel. The nation of Israel was split after the death of Solomon, King Solomon. He was the last king to rule Israel as a united country. And because of Solomon's sin, because Solomon married so many different women, so many heathens, and built so many temples to these women's gods, he divided the country after the death of Solomon. Yes. You had the 10 northern tribes, which was called Israel, or Samaria. And you had the 2 southern tribes, which was called Judah, Judea, Jerusalem. The 2 southern tribes continued the temple worship. They continued sacrificing at the altar. Yes. But the 10 southern tribes, or 10 northern tribes, they fell into idolatry. Yes. Yes. And so, there was animosity and enmity between the 10 northern kingdoms and the 2 southern kingdoms.
Take some of this.
They hated one another.
I don't want
They
that.
were enemies.
Now you can fill him up. I don't want it.
And yet, this Samaritan, who was the enemy of the man who fell into the ditch, helped him. It's the first thing we understand. What about the the two men that walked by him, who saw him and didn't help him? What would the priest have been to this man? He would have been his leader. He would have been his caregiver. He would have been the one who taught him the right way to do something. The one who should have been leading by example. And yet, he passed by on the other side. What about the Levite? Who was the Levite to this man? He was his countryman. He was his blood. He was his kin, his family. And yet, he walked by on the other side. What did these two men lack? Simple. What did they lack? Love. They lacked love. They had no love. Or if they had love, they would have had compassion on them. And it was the Samaritan, the enemy, who had love, who had compassion. Brothers, that's who your neighbor is. Right there. That is who your neighbor is. The one whom you have compassion for. Not the one who has compassion upon you, but the one you have compassion for. The one you have love for. Now, what does Christ tell us about loving people? Do we just love those who love us? Even the sinner loves those who love him. What do ye more than they? What is the reward? And only loving those who love you. No. Christ said we must love all people. That includes our enemies. And we know that our enemies have no love for us. Why? Because they have made themselves our enemy. Because we who love Christ have not made a single person our enemy. Yes, you better not. You better not. You're going to go in front of the judge someday. You're going to go in front of the judge someday. I hope you're out there reconciling yourselves to those people whom you might look at as your enemy. Yes. Brothers, if somebody makes themselves your enemy, all you can do is pray. We went over this 2 weeks ago, didn't we? Yes. How to reconcile with your neighbors. Yes. All right. That's who your neighbor is. Listen. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 19. Love ye therefore the stranger. Ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. You've never met this individual before. He's a complete stranger to you. Many of you who come here are complete strangers to me, just as I am to you. Yeah, all right. It is what it is. And yet, there's love anyway. There's love anyway. Why? You think I'm soft? You think I'm a pushover? Yeah, let me tell you, brothers, I'm not one of those Christians. Yes, all right. There's a little bit of fire that burns in me. Now, anything but salt. Let me tell you something now. It takes 10 times the strength to love your enemy as it does to punch him in the face. For those of you who think violence makes you hard. Yes. All right. All right. No, brothers. Anything but that. I love. Because love exists within you. And when you accept the truth, and when you apply it in your life, when you have love for the truth, love will exist within you. It won't be so hard to love those people who don't love you, whether they be strangers or whether they be your enemies. Listen, Exodus 23, 4 through 5. If thou meet thy enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou shalt see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. That's God's commandment, guys. Sounds like God's telling us to help our enemies. Sounds like God's the one telling us to love our enemies, isn't it? It sounds like God's the one telling us to love those people who have no love for us. Yes. It's nothing new, guys. It's nothing new. Christ told us, John chapter 14, He told us everything that He came to tell us was what He heard from God. It's what God sent Him to say. He's just listening. He's a messenger from your Father that loves you. That loves you. And brothers, God is not the author of confusion. He's not trying to say two different things. And you know what? Hey, I've been reading this book for 22 years. 22 years I've been reading this book. And to my feeble mind, sometimes it seems like it's trying to say two different things at once. I just don't have any understanding. Just didn't have any understanding. Yes. Because when the truth was revealed to me, then I could see it. Then I could see that it wasn't a contradiction. Then I could see the truth. Yes, Lord. This book doesn't contradict itself. God does not contradict Himself. He's not going to lead you to contradict Himself. Yes. He's not saying anything to confuse you. What He said to old, He's saying today. I'll show you. Matthew 5:43 through 44. This is Jesus talking to you. Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Sounds like the same language to me, brother. Sounds like the same language to me. Do good to them that hate you. If you have an enemy that pulled your plow, that plowed your garden, that enabled you to grow food, and that animal got away. Your enemy comes walking up your driveway with that animal to get back to you. How would that make you feel? The same place. Might not be your enemy. Might just saved your life right there, huh? It's no coincidence. Christ uses the same language. It's no coincidence. Not even literally. You know, sometimes one nation automatically hates another nation. Maybe because their religion is different. Maybe because their color is different. Maybe because the way they dress is different. So they're automatically enemies. Without ever even knowing one another. Strangers to one another. God is telling us that we must love the strangers as well as our enemies. I think it's a foregone conclusion that we're going to love those people who love us. I sure hope so. I don't know. I didn't practice love for those people who love me. Those were the people I cracked on. Just saying. Yeah. Those were the people who trust I violated first. That's just the low life we had. Maybe some of you did it, maybe you didn't. I guarantee you don't do the same things. Love, even your enemies. As you see now, whomever it is that you have compassion for, whom you're commanded to love, is your neighbor. This is who you love. This is who you love. Told to you by your Creator, confirmed to you by your Savior, your Redeemer. Now have no excuse. You have no excuse. Yes. Listen. Leviticus 19:17-18. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. What do you think about that? Sounded like what Jesus said, didn't it? Word for word. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The bold claim I made a few weeks ago. This was the bold claim that I made a few weeks ago. I spoke about 2 minutes on judgment. And I said that God commands it of us not to hate our neighbors in our heart, but to rebuke them of their sin. That's what I said. And I said that there are people out here in the world today who accuse us of judging them when we rebuke them of their sin. Yes. I told you that it was commanded. Today, today, hear it again. Hear it again. Today, hear it again. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Apparently, to rebuke thy neighbor is to have love for them. Because by not rebuking them of their sin is hating them. Why? Do you think it's possible that they might not know that it's sin? It is possible. It is entirely possible. Or perhaps they went somewhere where they had some wolf and a suit standing before them, telling them lies. That's possible, isn't it? Yeah. Stage deception. Yeah. All right. Well, you who know the truth, it's up to you to tell these people that you. Because I know I preach the best part of these last things. And I know some of these things that I tell you, when you go out there to tell other people, they're not going to like you. I understand it. But it's not about people liking you. It's about people doing what God says because they love God. And how can they do what He says if they don't know what He says? It's not true that you shall be. How many of you remember yesterday morning when you got up that God created everything in this world in 6 days and rested on the 7th? I guess I wasted all my breath yesterday. Remember this Sabbath day to keep it holy. See what Jesus says. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. This is that verse everybody brings up when you accuse them of their sin, bro. Oh, you're judging me. You're not a Christian. You're judging me. See what else Jesus says. Verse 3. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thy own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out of the beam of thine own eye, and then thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote of thy brother's eye. Whoa. Uh-oh. Is Jesus telling us to cast the mote out of our brother's eye? Even though He said, judge not, lest ye be judged? Sounds like a contradiction, doesn't it? Maybe really understand what judging people is. Rebuking someone of their sin, casting that mote out of their eye is not judgment. And I hope you understand what He means when He says, first, get that plank out of your own eye. Quit doing whatever it is you're telling other people not to do. First. Before you start going and telling other people not to do this thing. Next 6 days. But Christ is telling us to tell other people not to be doing the same. Confirming God's commandment to us. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, but thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor of their sin. Only Christ is telling you before you run out there and start rebuking people of their sin. Make sure you clean your house first. All right. Well, what is this? Judgment. Christ is telling us. Not judgment. This again, brothers. This is why we need to study the law. This is why we need to understand what God is telling to us. Because sometimes, unless we understand what God has said, we cannot understand what Christ is telling us. It's called naivety. That's called you being naive. Yes. Listen. Deuteronomy 17, 1-5. Thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord thy God any bullock or sheep wherein there is blemish, or any evil favouriteness, for that is an abomination unto the Lord thy God. That there be among you within any of thy gates which the Lord God giveth thee, man or woman that hath wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord thy God in transgressing his covenant, and hath gone and served other gods and worshipped them, either the sun or moon, or any host of the heaven which I have not commanded, and it be told thee, and thou hast heard of it, and inquired diligently, and behold, it be true, and the thing certain that such abomination is wrought. Then shalt thou bring forth that man or woman which hath committed that wicked thing unto thy gates, even that man or that woman, and shall stone them with stones till they die. Any abomination, brothers. When you go on to Leviticus chapter 20, a long list of abominations that people are getting stoned.
I'm choking and puking.
To judge, to carry out judgment. That's what a judge's ruling is called, is it not? It's judgment. When he passes sentence upon you, that is his judgment. When you pass sentence upon another person, that is judgment. God required of his people to carry out this judgment. Yeah, all right. Notice the steps that God has inquired diligently and found it to be true beyond all doubt. All right. It's not just something we think. It's not just something we've heard. There are other commandments especially like the number of witnesses accused us. Yeah, all right. It was commanded of us to judge, to carry out judgment. Yes. And Christ is now saying what? Judge not, lest ye be judged. What judgment you use shall be used against you. All right. You want to stone somebody for some sexual immorality? Just saying. Who of you among you is without sin cast the first stone? Is that what Christ said? All right. Well, why do you think Christ is telling us not to judge? John 5:22. And the Lord God shall not judge anyone, but have committed judgment into the hands of Christ. Why? That he who is without sin cast the first stone. He's the only one without sin. Furthermore, he's the only person in heaven that's come down to the earth and lived as a man to resist the temptations of the flesh, to be able to judge you. Yes. And his judgment of you is your name in his book of life. Yes. All right. Don't go judging folks, guys. We'll carry out judgment. But please, by all means, love your neighbors Rebuke them of their sin, so that they might know what they're doing is wrong, and that they are going to burn unless they repent from what it is that they're doing. How can you teach all things that's been commanded of you if you don't rebuke your neighbor? Since that's think about that. How are you going to teach all things that Christ has commanded you, which is all things that your Father has commanded you, unless you rebuke your neighbor of his sin? Brothers, this world is changing. It's becoming a very dark place. Those things which are evil are now becoming good. And those things which are good are becoming evil in our society. Yes. Make no mistake. I think we can understand that. I think we can see that. They don't want you to tell the truth. They don't want you to share the truth. What's the term? Political correctness. That's what it's called. You must be politically correct in society. In case you should offend someone. In case your words should hurt their feelings. Wouldn't it be so much better for them to hear the truth and have their feelings hurt today and to burn forever and ever and ever and ever tomorrow? There must be love. Sometimes we've got to put ourselves through hard circumstances, hard situations, because we love people. Some of you, maybe at some point in your life, has had children, and you worked, and you provided, you went without for their sake, for someone's sake. You suffered for the sake of someone. Yes. This is what happened to the Lord. But Christ did. Look at the suffering that He endured for us because He loved us, because He loved God. The point has been made. No, probably that. I should lay down that verse inside. Deuteronomy 15:7-11. There be among you a poor man, one of thy brethren, and in any of thy gates in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thy heart, nor shut thy hand from thy poor brother, but thou shalt open thy hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient of his need in that which he needeth. Beware, there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying the 7th year, the year of release is at hand, and thou have the evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him nothing, and he cried to the Lord against thee, and it be sin to thee. Thou shalt surely give him. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thy hand unto. And the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thy hand wide to thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy, in thy land. We think about that. Huh? The violation of God's commandments is sin. I wonder how many of us is guilty of this one. Every day. Every day. How many times a day does somebody ask you for something? I'm sure some of us want to know this. Yeah. All right. What I'm asking you is, how many times have you gave? How many times have you gave without the expectation of return? Yes. God is commanding us to this. And when you think about who God is and what God is, it makes sense that you give to Him who asketh of you. He said there would always be poor people in your land. Didn't Jesus Christ say the same thing to Judas Iscariot? When Judas complained to Jesus about the ointment that the woman was rubbing on him, and how that money he could sell this ointment for 300 pieces of silver or something, and it could be used to distribute them to the poor. What did Jesus tell him? The poor you will always have with you, but me, no. Or not. But it sounds like Jesus is telling us the same thing that God just said, that there would always be poor people in the land. Why? Why would there always be poor people in the land? I think it's got something to do with what I said earlier about God's love being seen by other people around us. Who is there to give to if there's no poor person in the land? Who's going to be the receiver? Brothers, and I know sometimes you don't see it. I know sometimes it's hard to understand. But if you are receiving the love of God, it's because you've been chosen to receive it. Yeah, how about that? You've been chosen. There's some people in this world that work very hard every day in, day out. There are some people in this world who work 2 or 3 jobs a day in and day out. You never get nowhere, do you? Don't use drugs. Don't run up and down the roads. Don't go out bar hopping and every other thing that we do. They don't do none of those things. They just work. They still don't get ahead. That's not the American dream, is it? No. The American dream is go out, work yourself to death, and you'll have something. You think it could be God in control of your fate and your fortune? You know, the one who owns this entire rock and everything that's in it, the one who has the ability to give unto you all things in this world. How many people have you seen come up in this world and receive something good and never worked for it? You're looking at one. You're looking at one. I didn't work for not a thing that I had. I haven't made the first payment. I haven't borrowed the first dollar of it. I haven't dropped the first drop of blood. God has provided every single thing. Now, do I work to maintain it? Yes, by all means. Why? Because I am a good steward, and I desire to be a good steward of what God has entrusted me with. You must also. You must also. First, brothers, you must be a receiver. You must be partakers of the fruit before you can become a giver. Why? You must understand what it is you are partaking in so that you can teach it to other people. And without the experience, without the wisdom, knowledge is useless. Knowledge without wisdom is like a blade without an edge. It's useless. Useless. The only way to gain that wisdom is to have the experience. And the only way to have the experience is to receive. To receive. Today, you may be sitting here as receivers. All of you are sitting here as receivers today. Every single one of you are sitting here as receivers today. And once you understand, you can go and be a giver. And then you can understand the joy when Jesus says, it is better to give than to receive. True joy. Brothers, I encourage you, each and every one of you, to be that giver. But I'm going to tell you something now. I'll give you a key to this door of joy until you accept what's been taught to you. Until you apply what's been taught to you, you will not be a giver. It's God who gives you your vocation, whether you be a giver or whether you be a receiver. God is not going to bless you, brothers, if you are not practicing what it is you're supposed to be preaching. Yeah. It's just like something, guys. I'm down here hollering my heart out. Poured every bit of my being and my soul into the word that I brought to you last week. How many of you raised your hands when I asked you which of you got up Saturday morning thanking God for all of creation, remembering that in 6 days God created the heavens and the earth and all that was within them, and then gave it to you? I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. At some point, you're going to have to apply it. At some point, you're going to have to do it. Because until then, you're not going to be a giver. The worst part about that is there will be no fruit. No fruit, brothers. I don't know how many times I've jumped up and down. I don't know how many times I've read the scriptures. I don't know how many times I've shouted it. Jesus Christ is expecting you to have fruit. The only way you're going to have fruit is to be partakers. If you're going to teach all things that Christ has commanded you, as He has commanded you, then you must practice all things that Christ has commanded you. How can you teach submission to another individual when you yourself are not in submission? Think about it. Just say it. You know you. Somebody here today is desiring this. Somebody here today is needing this. Somebody here today, let us start practicing this. Guys, I'll tell you something. Hebrews teaches us God chastises those whom He loves. And I'm telling you now that He loves each and every one of you. If He didn't love you, you wouldn't be sitting here. Each and every one of you sitting here has made a plan in your life for your life. And you took a step towards that plan. And your steps led you to these chairs. And I'm telling you that it is God who leads your steps. Just as it is God who led my steps here today to say this to you. He loves you. He will chastise you. He will chastise you. I'm guessing some of you understand that. If nothing else, I'm guessing that's one thing you understand. Good. Alright. I don't know about you guys. But when I was a little boy, my mother disciplined me. The switch. You know that thing, you know that music? No. Guess when she stopped whooping me with that switch? And I started doing what she said. God's going to be the same way. Yeah. Listen to Jesus said, Matthew 5:42. Give to him that asketh thee, and unto him that will borrow of thee, turn not thou away. That's what He says. Same thing that God says. It's the same commitment that God gave to His friends. It's the same commitment. I said it once, I'm going to say it again. Christ came to tell us the same thing that God told us. It's enforcing the same things that God is telling us. The same love that God is telling us that we must have for our neighbors, for our enemies, for strangers, for everyone around us. Christ is also telling us the same love. The same love that God is telling us that we must have for Him is the same love Christ is telling us we must have for God. The same thing that God is telling us to do and not to do is the same things that Christ is telling us to do and not to do. You love. You love. I'll make these sheets. Guys, these are not all the commandments of Christ. Not all of them. But it's a really good start. It's a really good start. For those of you who may wish to be transformed by the love of Christ, yes, it's a really good start. Get started. Yeah. There won't be nothing until you get one of these books. When you start reading what your King has commanded you. When you start looking at what your God, your Creator, has commanded you, so that you can see how that your righteousness shall surpass the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees. As I told you, the first day that this cycle came through, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven unless your righteousness succeeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees. Yes. Yes. If it wasn't important, I wouldn't be saying that. Guys, I hope you think and understand that I've hopped up and down enough to tell you how to beat your addictions. How to call out on the name of your Lord. How to beg Him to remove the desire for the substance from you. I hope I've hollered about that enough. And if I haven't, holler at me afterwards. I'll share some more with you. All right. But at some point, something's going to have to sink in. At some point, you're going to have to take the next step. I can't put a ring in your nose and track it. I can sit up here and I can holler. And when nobody raises their hand, when I can ask a question, I can get sad. And I can feel like not ever coming back again. Yes. I can feel that way. Yeah, all right. But, fortunately, the one who began to work with me will see it to completion. Whatever that means, I don't know what that means. Just like you. I don't know such things. Yes. That don't mean I don't hope. That don't mean I don't pray. That don't mean I don't see your faces at night. When I lay down to go to bed, wondering how you're feeling. Wondering when you're going to take that step to get closer to God. Wondering when you're going to begin having fruit. Wondering when you're going to feel the joy that I've promised you. Just have to take it seriously. It won't matter how many people around you take it seriously until you take it seriously. Just say it. You need a horse of water, but you can't make a drink. I'm calling the horse. Just say it. I don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully it'll be a little more cute. Got had every once. I had somebody this past week tell me my delivery was poor. You know what that meant? Yes, it meant. The way I said things didn't make me feel good. Well, you know, it's not about what's being said to you that makes you feel good. That's about you applying what's being said to you to make you feel good. You look back at Jesus Christ's delivery of the word to people, and you'll see that Christ didn't say anything to make you feel good. I can't imagine him calling the Pharisees hypocrites, dens of vipers, perverse generations, whose bodies were like whitewashed sepulchres full of dead men's bones. I can't imagine that making them feel good. But I can't imagine him convicting some of them. Some of them became his followers, as a matter of fact. Yes. Okay. Yeah, all right. But it's not about the delivery. It's about the acceptance. The word doesn't change. The word does not change. But the word can change you. If you accept it and you apply it. Right. I'm standing here today. Proof of this. This guy right here knows me. For those of you that are up there, just ask him. He came from where I'm from. We went to high school together. He knows all about the madness that I did. please. Let me tell you what kind of lowlife I was. All right. Yeah. There's another guy here. Where's he at? This guy knows me. I stole from him. Took thousands of dollars from him. Yeah, let me tell you what kind of lowlife I was. Yeah, all right. Now today, here I stand. Here I stand. Everything that I have that's been given to me, I didn't set out to be this guy. I didn't tell myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go out and have these things to do this with. God gave it to me. God chose me. God stood me here before you. He led your steps to this place to hear these words. It's time to listen. It's time to listen. Yeah? All right. Let's close it. Lord, give you thanks for this day, Father. Give you thanks for your word, Father. Give you thanks for the great, unending love that you have for us, Lord. Fill us with this love, Father. Fill us with this love, Father, that we may accept the word that you have given to us, Father, that we may apply it in our lives, that we may share it with other people, Father, as we remove the plank from our eye, Lord, that we might teach other people what it is that you want from us, Lord, so that we can all be standing with you, reconciled to you on this day, Father. This glorious, wonderful day, Father. We shall hold you, Lord. Give us strength, Father. So many of us sick and suffering, so many different things in this world, Father. You know every single situation, Father. You also know the answer to every single situation, Father. I pray that you confirm that answer in each and every one of us, that we might grow past our circumstances, Lord, that you receive this joy that you have for us. Father, we pray these mighty, mighty blessings in the name of Jesus Christ. That's the sacrifices and hygiene some socks, guys, for those of you that need it. If you don't need socks, guys, don't take them. I bought so many pairs of socks, I can put socks on every feet of every person in the room that you can charge on. We're starting to make it living. Here's the socks.
Kim, can I get a cigarette, please?
I have you in prison once they already got it. I'm not giving you.
Okay. No problem.